Hey guys, what's up, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your weekly soul search message. These are messages, they're general and they're collective. They're not specific to any zodiac sign, and they're messages that kind of point us towards what we may want to bring awareness to ourselves for the upcoming week. It is a timeless message, so whenever you are guided to the message and the message happens to resonate, then of course it's your message. We look at the astrological dice to see kind of where they want to point us in terms of, planet, sign, and house. I also do an intuitive read for my soul cards, and we get a message from the Star Seed Oracle. I will also pull the tarot and get the past, present, and future. And yeah, that's what we do. So with that said, let's see what we have with the astrological dice. What's the message? So we have Saturn in Aries in the 7th house. There could be restrictions. So what I'm getting right off is there could be restrictions and limitations, obviously, in our partnership. 7th house is our relationship house. It's the house of relationships and partnerships. And that's not just on a romantic level. It's where we sign contracts. So marriage is one that falls under that as far as contracts go. But business contracts as well can fall in that realm, in the theme of the 7th house. Aries is a very independent sign. It rules that first house of self. Because across the axis, it goes from Aries me to Libra we. It's looking more on how we can do things, but Aries is more of a me sign. So there may be some restrictions in how you're able to relate in relationships, in partnerships. Right now there's some limitations. They don't have to be external limitations. These could be limitations and restrictions that you have adopted over time and are projecting out into your relationships as it relates to being in partnership with someone else. So Saturn is restrictions, it is limitations, it's structure. It also rules time and karma. Could be wrapping up some karmic cycles, or dealing with karma to some degree. There could be restrictions in your self-identity. Aries also, again, rules the first house of self, which is your self-identity, how you identify yourself. So there may be, some limitations on how you are identifying yourself within partnerships, the 7th house. So let's get a soul card and see what comes out in relation to that. And if you haven't watched any of these messages, these are just pictures on cards that I read intuitively. What's the message as it relates to Saturn and Aries in the 7th house? What is the message? What's the message? So this is what the card looks like. And so intuitively what I'm getting from that is there's something that you may not realize, that there's some type of restriction in your self-identity. It's like there's something covering your eyes. You're unable to see yourself in the mirror as it relates to maybe how you're going about things in partnerships, in relationships. And sometimes I feel like, because I do get it like an angel off of this card, this is like an angel that may be preventing you, not necessarily preventing you, but guiding you to, the angel is covering your eyes and it's guiding you to really look inwardly so you can see that mirroring effect that may be playing out in your relationships. This could also be you not seeing how people in relationships and in partnerships are an actual mirror to you. Okay, it's easy to eliminate ourselves or X ourselves out of the equation, but we are a part of the equation when it comes to partnerships and relationships. When we get involved with people, the people that we attract, we are part of that equation. And so it's easy to look at the other person, to see their flaws, to see, you know, the things that they may have done wrong or they are doing wrong, and not being able to see how it's a mirroring effect, because you two are part of that equation. You can't come to a sum, you can't get a product, you can't get an end result without the two parties participating. So let's see what the Starseed Oracle has to say in relation to that. What's the message? Okay, we got 2. We have star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. I do feel like that is that angel there is kind of like, again, it's kind of prompting you to maybe go look inward. It's purposely covering your eyes so that you can look inward, to see, to activate and be able to see your part of that. Okay, the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love, and Mars does rule Aries. Okay, I feel like there is this activation that may be occurring, and it's likely coming through some type of karma or karmic cycle that you're wrapping up or have gone through, or are going through, where you're being activated to see yourself outside of yourself, to see yourself in others. And so it may be causing some type of internal conflict with you, because again, I feel like there's some type of identity, self-identity that is being limited here, being able to see yourself. With this Saturn here, there's some type of restrictions, or Saturn is trying to discipline you, to soften to love, and not approach maybe partnerships and relationships in an aggressive manner, to have conflict with others because you're unable to see how you're participating in that as well. So let's look at the tarot and see what we have. What's the message as it relates to Saturn and Aries in the 7th house? I'm also getting, with this star bathing card, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation, that you may want to do like some heart work, to soften your heart, to soften yourself to love, to open up your heart chakra. That could be, you know, new moon, full moon type rituals, charging up your crystals, and, you know, maybe doing some type of candle work or something of that nature. What else do we have? Yeah, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. 4 of Cups, a little bit of disinterest, being discontent, bored, just disinterested in something. King of Pentacles could be with, you know, someone that you have been in a long-term partnership. Could be a husband or a wife. Maybe, you know, being bored in a situation. There's no longer any love in a situation for some of you. This Ace of Cups is turned upside down, so it's like there's no new beginning here in love. Someone could be, you know, really depressed to drinking a lot when it comes to this Ace of Cups turned upside down like that. Maybe suffering from some type of identity crisis because of a loss of money, a loss of a partnership. Again, the 7th house does denote contracts. That could be, you know, some type of marriage that is dissolving for some of you. But again, I do feel like this card here is prompting you to look within yourself, to see how maybe you've fallen into some type of behavioral patterns within your relationships, within your partnerships, and you're unable to see the mirroring effect that's going on, you know, in these relationships, because everyone is a mirror to some degree. Okay, And we have the Hermit card here. So there's a prompt to go within to seek guidance and to get this inner wisdom in how you're approaching love situations, partnerships. What else do we have? Let's get one more. Yeah, for some of you, it's most certainly, it could be a divorce. We have the Six of Swords here. This is moving on from a situation. The Six of Cups in reverse. This, again, could be a karmic cycle or a karmic cycle that you're wrapping up and you're dissolving. There's justice and harmony that's being restored in this situation. There's two sixes, one upright, one in reverse. Sixes are about bringing balance. So things may be feeling a little imbalanced to you right now, especially with this Ace of Cups. You could be suffering from, deep sadness and regrets about something kind of unknown. Things are unknown, unsure about where things are headed, maybe some fears and some anxieties. This is also using your intuition, being guided by your intuition, by these angels, to get these lessons in love, okay, in partnerships. This could be also you letting go of the nostalgia, looking back on the past and letting go of that. You could also be trapped in the past as well, and that could be inducing this good amount of sadness. But karma is trying to be served here. Justice is trying to be served here, where balance and harmony is being restored. But you need to move away from, again, maybe these thoughts from the past. Maybe this past person could be a husband, could be someone that you were in a long-term relationship with, and see that the universe is trying to offer you something, but you're still focused on these three cups when the universe has something different coming for you. What else do we have here? That didn't feel right. Let's get some more. What do we have for the future? What else do we have? Let's try that again, Spirit. We have the Empress. The Empress, she is represented by Venus. Venus is our love planet. It is how we express love. It's our love language. It's where we place value. So I do feel like many of you, there's a self-identity crisis for some. There's some restrictions and limitations on how you are identifying yourself within relationships, and not realizing that, again, people are mirrors, and what you attract has everything to do with you. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person when you attract bad people, but there are maybe there could be a lack of self-worth, a lack of value in oneself, and that is why you're attracting maybe people with narcissistic tendencies, or people who wish to abuse you, to be deceptive towards you, and not find value in you. This is because of your inability to find value in yourself. Staying in situations longer than you should with this Six of Swords, needing to move on, staying in situations where you're actually bored and discontent, because maybe someone is the sole provider, where staying in situations where there is no love with this Ace of Cups in reverse. All right, yeah. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, some of you, there is a need to work on codependency. This is a card of being self-sufficient, being able to take care of yourself. And it's not that, you could have a house, you could have a good car, a good career, have money in the bank, but this is the epitome of self-sufficiency, being able to take care of yourself, not just in the 3D realm, because this is Pentacles, but also in this Empress energy, because this is pre-Empress. The Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. The Empress, she knows her worth. She knows her value. She places value in herself because she's fertile with ideas, with the ability to nurture and the ability to give to others. But she's not going to take just anything from anyone because, again, she knows her worth. She understands her love language. And if you're not speaking her love language, then she's okay with being on her own because she can give birth and she can create on her own. Okay? And so for some of you, there is this need to be able to identify how a narcissist, attracting a narcissist, has everything to do with weak boundaries. It's looking at yourself. Where are your boundaries weak? Where are you not valuing yourself? Where are you not being assertive in what you require in a love relationship and not getting love in return and staying because someone provides for you? Staying even though you're bored and discontent and unhappy, disinterested in a situation, knowing when you need to move on and stop focusing on how it used to be. Because, you know, maybe in the beginning someone was very loving, very caring, very giving into a situation, because the King of Pentacles can be very giving. He is very giving. He has a lot to give. But maybe, you know, over the course of time, he took his love back, or she took her love back. And this is the universe saying, okay, this cycle is over because we're going to restore justice into a situation so you can get back to your Empress energy, to understand and value yourself, to love yourself, to know your self-worth, using your intuition, knowing when it's time to move on, knowing when you've been in the battle too long, when you're wounded, and you shouldn't have to have your walls up in a love situation. So that is what I have for you, my lovely, beautiful collective. I do appreciate you tuning in and watching. If the message happens to resonate, I hope that you would consider giving it a big fat thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, you need to do that. Go ahead and subscribe. And I'll see you next week for your message. Bye.